tell you, I mean, life doesn't get any better than this. Not in this moment, at least, where I can sit on the beach, I get good music, and I get introduced to a new bear. I have these two gentlemen here, and they're going to be telling us what's new and how they come up with it, or how they came up with it. Tell me your name.
My name's Garrick Rodemeyer. I'm one of the brewers. Tony's the other one.
Okay, Tony. Well, how do you guys came up with the formula for this beer?
Actually, the formula was brought up by one of our brewmaster friends up in the States. There's a Hobbs also in New Hampshire that actually designed the beer. We actually just taste it. We're about quality control and we brew it. So he came up with the design on the beer and the ingredients, and we actually just put it together and make sure it comes out correctly.
Excellent. Do you have different flavors, or do you just have one specific beer?
Right now we're doing two different styles of beer, a India Pale Ale and a Golden Ale.
What makes your beer stand out from the rest?
Well, I believe the India Pale Ale the most because it's a type of style that hasn't been seen here in Belize before.
Where can people find your beer?
Where can you find the beer? We're actually slowly spreading down as we increase production, spreading out. We can find it in Belize City, we can find it in San Pedro, we can find it, of course, in Placentia and up at Thor places. We have more places in Placentia than we do in the rest, but we're slowly expanding out. Even down to Dan Grieg, we have it in Dan Grieg as well.
What separates your beer from the rest?
It's actually a craft beer. Everything's done by hand. We actually put in the hops, we put the grains in, load the grains in, we watch the mass, we check pH. We do it all, so it's all done by hand. It's not done by a computer or a touch screen.
And every time you get the same taste?
That's the fun about the job. You have to basically watch everything very closely.
Well, I tell you, I came down here today, I had no idea what I was coming for. I mean, I figured I was coming for Lobster. I had no idea I'd be introduced to a new beer. What was your motivation for making it? Were you just looking for a new taste, or a taste that you were more familiar with? Or you can tell me the truth, or you can just make a story.
Not going to get in trouble, right?
I mean, I asked the question, it's your responsibility to answer.
Well, it actually started a number of years. I've been here 18 years, coming up to 19 years. And Sir Barry Bowen, we used to know, he'd come into the bar that I used to general manage. So we talked about that. He would laugh every time I said I want to open up another brewery. And we started talking about various beers, and I said, well, I'd like to bring in ales because I like ale. Ales are different beer, different yeast, and we talked about bringing it in. This was back in, 2005, 2006. By 2012, we actually started working towards getting a brewery license, or getting a license, which was very difficult at the time. And when it came through, we were kind of surprised.
What do you do now, right?
Yes. So it actually worked out. We actually started brewing back in 2012 at a small batch level, and then, of course, Bill came in, and we actually expanded it to where we're actually at this level now. We're doing a pub style. We're actually doing quite a bit, a larger quantity, much larger quantity than we started off with.
As I saw you, I recognized you from San Pedro, because that's where you spent a lot of your time, I would imagine.
Yes.
And now you're down here. A lot of times when people are looking for a beer, but there's so many beer on the market. So how does your price compare?
It equals out because the amount of beer we have is more in the can rather than Bellican.
Well, he said it. I can't stop him. The camera is going. I just want to know what the deal is. You have more beer in your can than the competition. Is that what you're saying? So how much is a can of beer, and how much ounces comes in this can?
We're 12 ounces or 355 milliliters. So we're actually showing approximately about 3 more ounces per beer. And plus, like I said, it's handmade. We make it from fresh ingredients. Yes, ma'am.
So how much is a can of beer?
We're looking at about 5 and change for a can of beer at this point.
That's acceptable.
Yes, it is, for a larger amount. Like I said, you're getting a larger amount, you're getting a quality product, you're getting something that's handmade.
All right, the man says so. So when you think of beer, what must you think of?
Hobbs beer, of course.
On that note, we're going to take a break and come back with our wrap-up.